Hello YouTube and welcome back to another video. This is Champion 2D Rob. This is basically going to be part 2 of the Blackpool events. This is primarily all pickups. I've got my cat here. Say hello, Rico. Yeah, so basically this is all pickups and stuff that was given to me at the retro event. You'll have to excuse me, I'm actually feeling a little bit poorly today. I was sort of looking back at part 1 and just sort of realised that my energy was quite low, and that's because I've got a bit of a cold. So please excuse me. Yeah, but like I was saying, with part 1, you know, it's primarily a shout out to all the people that I met there. And I actually just realised I missed someone out. So I'd like to also give a shout out to Steve, Addy Sneak Freak. I forgot to mention you in the first video, mate, so I apologise for that. But yeah, again, very nice guy. I spoke to him quite a bit at the event. He hung out with us quite a bit during the event. So yeah, cheers for that, Steve. You're a top fella. But with the pickups now, I didn't know what to expect in terms of the traders and stuff. But you know, there was a few stalls there that were actually had a lot of variety and stuff. There was one called Warp Zone, which is basically where I bought the majority of the stuff I'm going to show you guys. And there was also another trader that was sort of parallel to Warp Zone. It was just had a lot of variety, a lot of good stuff, but they were just so ridiculously overpriced that I just honestly didn't really want to check out. And then there was Console Passions, which I've heard a lot of good things about. I went over there, but unfortunately I didn't see much that was that I wanted. I did pick up one game from there, but otherwise, I mean, because they tend to focus a lot on sort of imports and stuff, and I was hoping to get some Super Famicom games, but there was nothing there that I wanted, so I was quite disappointed by that. There was a few other game stalls, but there wasn't that many, and I've been told that there wasn't as many compared to last year, which is disappointing. There was a lot of stuff, a lot of traders selling T-shirts and other sorts of memorabilia, and other stuff like replica swords and stuff like that, which I thought was a bit weird. And there was a store that was just selling nothing but pop vinyls as well. But you know, I mean, despite the fact that there wasn't that many sort of stalls selling games, I still came away with a lot of great stuff. So I'm looking forward to showing you that. But before I get into all those games, I want to show you some of the stuff that was actually given to me during the event. And the very first thing I want to start with is a picture that was given to me by Richard Turner. Richard Turner has been doing a lot of paintings for a lot of YouTubers, and he made one especially for me, and I'm really chuffed with it actually. He sort of asked me what sort of game or something like game related was I into, and I said to him, you know, something maybe Castlevania, because as most people know, I'm a massive Castlevania head. I love the Castlevania series. So he made me this painting. And it's really quite cool. It's very Symphony of the Night, and he basically made a picture of a painting of Dracula. As you can see, it's Champion 2D Rob, and this is clearly Dracula from Symphony of the Night. You know, the one with the funny dialogue of "What is a man? But a miserable pile of secrets." Very cool painting, Richard. So thank you so much for this. Yeah. Nicely done, very detailed, and I think you can, as you say, you got some Dracula there, and you've got his signature at the bottom. So thank you so much for this, Richard. You really didn't have to, but yeah, very chuffed for this, mate. Castlevania, gotta love it. Okay, so yeah. I was given a few games during the event, and the first couple of games here are two loose Super Nintendo games that I got from the Retro Godfather Dal. He basically had like a stack of Super Nintendo games that he was just looking to get rid of, and I sort of took 2 out of that bundle. There was loads of other games there, but I didn't want to be greedy, so, you know, let other people have some stuff as well. So the games I kind of came away with was International Superstar Soccer Deluxe. I've always wanted to play this for a long time actually, so I was quite chuffed to see this in the pile because it's quite an arcadey football game. The original sort of ISS games were very arcadey, so I'm looking forward to trying that. And I also got Lethal Weapon off him. This is actually a game that I played when I was a kid. It's not a great game by any means. It's like a platformer. I remember it not being that good, but you know, he was giving them away, so you know, I definitely want to sort of go back and play this because it's been a very long time since I have. But like I say, I have a lot of nostalgic memories for this game, so yeah, I was glad to pick it up. So thank you so much, Dal, for this, and of course thank you so much for your company as well, mate. I made the trip up to Blackpool with you, came back down to London with you again. You're a great fella, and thank you so much for these titles, mate. Really do appreciate it. Next few titles, again, I got from another YouTuber. I got from Aiden, the Retro Taff. On the Saturday night when we were at the Nor break, just sort of drinking, he sort of pulled out a bunch of games, a bunch of loose carts. You know, and he was like, you know what, mate, if you want any of these, just take them, mate. You can have them. And I was like, oh, mate, cheers, because these are games that, you know, I did want to play. You know, and if I like them, you know, I'll probably pick them up, boxed and complete. But you know, can't argue with free games. You know, first thing he gave me was for the Mega Drive, and that was James Bond 007 The Duel. Been meaning to play this. People actually told me this game is really good. It's a game that I skipped out on the Mega Drive for whatever reason, so I'm looking forward to trying this one out. And then I've got 3 Master System games here that he gave me. First one is Mercs. I've never played the Master System version of Mercs. I'm familiar with the Mega Drive version, so I'm looking forward to trying that out. And he also gave me Action Fighter. Now this is actually a game that I did play when I was a kid. It's like a top-down Chase HQ kind of action title, so I'm looking forward to playing this actually because it's been a long time. Again, nostalgic memories for this game. It's one of the few titles that I did play on the Master System when I was a kid. And the last game he gave me, and I was really chuffed with this, and it's RoboCop vs Terminator. Now, if you've watched my channel for a long time, you know that I have the Mega Drive version. It's one of the games I had as a kid. Absolutely love that title. It's one of my favourite games on the Mega Drive. And funnily enough, prior to Aiden giving this to me, I actually did see the box copy at one of the stalls I was at. And I considered getting it, but I wasn't too sure if I'd like it or not, so I kind of passed on it. But it is a game I've considered getting. And for him to actually give me a loose cart which enables me to try it out, that's fantastic. So if I really do like this game, I may actually go out of my way to pick up a box copy as well. So thank you so much, Aiden, for these games, and thank you so much for hanging out with me. You're a top guy. I was really glad to meet you actually. You know, you're very cool to talk to. It's felt really easy and natural just talking to you. I felt like I'd known you for a while, so really quite chuffed with that. If you don't know Aiden, check him out. He goes by the channel name of GAME TAFF. Definitely check him out, guys. He's a fantastic YouTuber. He had a YouTube video before, and then but he was like sort of focused on music and games. But he's now since created another channel that's specifically aimed at games, and he's got a few videos on there. And he's going to be releasing his Play Expo videos very soon. So you could definitely go give him a sub, guys. I will leave a link in the description box below, so definitely check him out. Okay, the next game that I got that was given to me was from Razbataz Raz, a fantastic YouTuber, a guy that, you know, he was actually, I gotta say, he was much more upbeat in person. I really did enjoy my time with him. He's such a fun guy. He was staying in the room across from mine, so you know, I did get to spend a lot of time with him, you know, in the hotel and at the event itself. He's such a funny guy. Definitely one of my favourite people at that event. Really glad to have met him. But he gave me a game. He had a title that, it's weird because it's a title that I've forgotten. We'd spoken about this game like a very long time ago, and he remembered, and he managed to pick up a sealed copy, and he gave it to me. And that game was Scourge Hive for the Game Boy Advance, and as you can see, it's still sealed, which is fantastic. It's definitely a game that I've been meaning to play. There is a DS version of this title, but I think that definitely the GBA version appeals to me a hell of a lot more. So I was really chuffed when he gave this to me, because I remember talking to him about this game a long time ago, and he remembered. So I was really chuffed to get this from him. So thank you so much, Raz, for this title. I mean, you know me, I love the Game Boy Advance, so to see a brand new Game Boy Advance game just really made my day. So thank you so much, Raz, for this. Really do appreciate it. Okay, the next couple of titles here I actually picked up. I bought off 2UK Stu. You know, like a lot of people, they brought a lot of stuff down to the event, either to sell on to YouTubers, give away to YouTubers, or trade them in at the stalls to kind of get some reduced prices for games that they actually want. Now, because 2UK was staying at the same hotel as me, before we made our way down to the Norbreak, we sort of met up at the bar of our hotel, and he sort of opened up his bag and he sort of said, "Look, I've got some stuff here, you know." So I had a little rummage around through the bag, and I came across these two games, and I just had to have them. Two titles that I've been meaning to get for a long time. Go for quite a bit of money. Wasn't really willing to spend the money, the going rate for them, but Stu sorted me out. He gave me some, you know, he sold them to me for some good prices, so I'm really chuffed. First title I got off him was Mario Kart DS. Been meaning to get this for the DS for a very long time. I like the Mario Kart series a lot, and this is definitely one on my list, but it just always tends to go for about 15 quid. Never want to spend that kind of money for it, so I was really chuffed. He did me a really good price on this, so thank you so much, Stu. That's a great addition for the DS collection. And the game I was really chuffed to get, because I've been meaning to get the sequel for the 3DS, and that is Luigi's Mansion. It's boxed and complete. It's in very nice condition. Really chuffed to get this game, as I've been wanting to play the Luigi's Mansion games, and now that I've got this, I'll be able to get Luigi's Mansion 2. It's been one game that I've wanted to get for the 3DS for a while, but I wanted to play the original first, so very chuffed to get it, and I got it for a good price as well. So thank you so much, Stu, for both of these titles. Really chuffed. Thank you so much, mate. Now, before I get onto the stuff that that I actually bought at the event itself, I forgot to include one title here. I didn't buy it at the event. I didn't buy this game at the event. I didn't get this game from anyone. I actually got this game. I bought this game off eBay just prior to the weekend before I took off. So I thought I may as well show it here, because I doubt I'll be picking up much for the rest of the month. So and it's a really good game. It's for the GameCube. It's the game that I've wanted for a long time, and I actually got it for a very good price. And the game I'm talking about is Metal Gear Solid: The Twin Snakes. So yeah, I got this off eBay. Got it for a really good price. I actually got it for 35 quid all in. Really chuffed with that price, actually, because when I was at the event itself, I actually did see this game, but the guy was selling it for 50 quid, which I thought was ridiculous. This game has been going up in price on eBay. It sort of goes to around 40 to 50 pounds, which I just wasn't willing to pay that much for. But I did manage to get this for 35, including postage in that, and it's boxed and complete, and it's in really lovely condition. There's no marks on the discs. Lovely, really chuffed to finally get this. I'm a massive Metal Gear fan, so to finally get to play this updated version of the original game is fantastic. So really chuffed to finally get this and add this into my collection as well. Now, going back to the games that I picked up at the event, I've got a lot of stuff here, actually. Really chuffed. In fact, you're going to see a big chunk of these games were actually bought within the first hour of being there, because when I walked into the stall, I walked straight, there was the stall right in front was Warp Zone, and I managed to get a bunch of NES titles there, but I'm going to leave them till last. I did pick up a couple of other games at some of the other stalls. Just, you know, one or two games that I needed for the collection. And the first game I picked up, I saw there, was for the PlayStation 2, and it's definitely one I needed for my collection. And that is King of Fighters Neo Wave. Now you actually see I got it for it says £10 here, but I actually paid £9 for this. I tried to ask the guy, haggle him down to 8 quid, but he was really having none of it. But you know, he said 9 quid. I said fair enough. It's actually in very nice condition. It's boxed and complete. It's one of the fighters that I still needed for my King of Fighters collection on the PS2. So I mean, it's pretty much on par of what it goes for on eBay. but it's in very nice condition, so I was chuffed to pick it up. So yeah, glad to get that. And the other title I've got, I actually picked this up at Console Passions. It's a GameCube game. I don't want to get too many GameCube games, but there are a few that are sort of more exclusive to the GameCube that I did want to pick up. Games that a lot of people, I think, are great games, and this was definitely one that I've wanted to play for a long time, and that is Star Wars Rogue Leader. This is Rogue Squadron 2. I've heard a lot of good things about this game, and I'm a big Star Wars fan, so this is definitely one that I wanted to play. Got this from Console Passions. It was £9. It is complete. It's a very nice nick, so I was really chuffed to pick this one up. And now we're going to go into what I picked up at Warp Zone. This is pretty much all bought at one stall. There's a lot here to go through. Now, I didn't actually buy all these games at once. How it basically panned out was I went there, I immediately saw some games, bought them all, then I went away, came back, saw a few more, bought them, went away, came back, bought a couple more, and then on the following day I went back, saw a game I didn't see there the day before, so I went and picked that up as well. I can't quite remember what games I bought with what, which time I bought the game, so I'm just going to go through with them. Let's see here. First game, I'll start with. Oh, there's so much games here. Just bear with me, guys. Let's see. Right. So yeah, there were so many games there. There were some fantastic titles, a lot of rare titles there. Luckily, I got in there early, so I was able to cherry pick a lot of the titles. There was a couple of common titles that I was after, that I was glad that I saw there. Just two titles I've been meaning to get. First one was Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles. Really chuffed to get it. It's in nice condition. Definitely want to add to the collection. It's a game that I played when I was a kid. And I have Turtles 2 and 3, so I'm glad to finally get the original one as well. A lot of people tend to shit on this game, but I think it's a great title. It's a game I grew up playing, so very chuffed to find this game. I also picked up T2 for the NES. This was a game that a friend of mine had when I was a kid, so I remember really enjoying it actually. So I was glad to pick it up. I know this game doesn't get a lot of good reviews, but I did play it when I was a kid and did quite enjoy it. I primarily remember the motorbike level. When you're being chased by the T-1000. But yeah, just chuffed to pick this up. So those were basically two titles that I needed. Sort of two common everyday titles. I also picked up Ikari Warriors. I actually thought this game was something else. I got this game confused with something else. It actually wasn't the game that I was thinking of when I picked it up. I played it. It's a top-down sort of run-and gun shooter, but it's not really my cup of tea. I think it's a bit of an early game that I don't really quite like, to be honest. So I'm probably going to be moving this on. I know 2UK wanted this game, mate. So if you wanna buy it off me, it's yours, mate. Or trade it for whatever. But yeah, I'm more than likely going to be moving this one on. Not really my cup of tea, unfortunately. Okay, the next few titles here. Now, I guess I'll just show all these together actually, because I did buy all these at once. These were all pretty much titles that, because I got in there early, I was lucky enough to bag all these games, and honestly, these are top quality NES titles here. First one I picked up that I needed for my collection was Shadow Warriors, aka Ninja Gaiden. Really chuffed to get this. It's a very nice condition. Yeah, quality game. What can you say? Glad to pick this one up. I also picked up Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest. Really chuffed to pick this one up. Again, it's in lovely condition. Yeah, so I found that. Here's one I was really chuffed to find. As you know, I didn't think I'd find a game of this quality there. I got it for a good price as well. And that was Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse. Again, lovely condition. Really chuffed to get this. I I caught Tootie slipping. He slipped. He actually picked this game up first, and then he was like, "Yeah, Rob, man, you know, you should try and get this game." And I think when he handed it over to me, I think he kind of realised what he'd done, because I think he wanted it himself, and I think he kind of regretted it almost immediately that I picked this up, that I'd sort of got it, you know, because he actually did technically pick this up first, and then he sort of handed it to me. So I say, "Oh, Rob, you know, you got this game," and I think from the moment he handed it over to me, he kind of realised what he'd done. He kind of regretted it. So, you know, what are you gonna do? But, you know, that's not, you know, Tui got some great games himself at the event. But yeah, I was glad he gave this over to me, because I'd have been gutted if he picked this up and I didn't get it. But yeah, it's a Castlevania 3. Really chuffed with that. Also very chuffed to find there was Probotector. I actually did see the sequel as well, but unfortunately the sequel, the label was faded, so I didn't pick it up. But this was a great title to find, so really chuffed to get this. This was definitely very high on my list to get. And then I also got Street Gangs. This is better known as River City Ransom. It's a fantastic side-scrolling beat 'em up. When I actually put this on, really pleasantly surprised by this title. It's fantastic. Great side-scrolling beat 'em up. You can actually do a lot of moves in this game. It reminds me a lot of Double Dragon in many ways. It's fantastic. Really chuffed to get this. This is definitely a game worth checking. This is the PAL version of the title, so it's known as Street Gangs. But yeah, this is River City Ransom. Brilliant title. If you like side-scrolling beat 'em ups, definitely one to check out. And the next title I got here, again, really chuffed to find this there, and that is New Ghostbusters 2. If you don't know, there's quite a few Ghostbusters games floating around for the NES. This is the best one. This is the HAL Laboratories New Ghostbusters 2. There is actually another Ghostbusters 2 game on the NES. This is the one that was exclusive to Europe only. It's a top-down sort of arcadey run and gun sort of shooter type, where you control one Ghostbuster and the other Ghostbuster is controlled by the computer, and basically you fire the proton pack, and then you press another button for the second character to release the trap. It's a lot of fun. Really chuffed to get this game, and it's in great condition as well. So really chuffed to find this one there. And the next game I picked up, again, really chuffed to get this game. I got it for a good price. I mean, I got these games all at once, and the trader there was willing to haggle, and he gave me a really good price on it. Unfortunately, I can't give you an accurate price because I don't really remember what order I bought what game in. No, actually, no, I can tell you. This lot here that I'm showing you guys, I believe also includes... Yeah, so anyway, before I get into that, I'll just show you this game first. I got Kirby's Adventure. Really chuffed to get it. Again, it's in fantastic condition. Brilliant title. Yeah, just really chuffed to get this fantastic title. Yeah, I'm just chuffed to bits. Now I got this. I'm gonna try and remember what order I got, because I bought them at various occasions. Now I definitely bought Kirby's Adventure, Street Gangs, Probotector, Castlevania 3, I think I've got Castlevania 2 as well, and Ikari Warriors, and I think I got all these games. This came to £146. I asked him if he would take 130. He said yes. Yeah, so I ended up getting all of these games for 130 quid, which I thought was definitely worth it. I mean, you know, when you've got... Actually, no, I think I also picked up... No, wait. Just trying to remember what games I got with what. Yeah, but I mean, look, you've got Castlevania 2 and 3, Probotector, Street Gangs, which goes for a bit. Yeah, Kirby's Adventure as well, which is also an expensive game. So, you know, I got all these games, really good price, so I was really, really chuffed to get them. Yeah, that came to about that, roughly. And I think I bought Shadow Warriors, Ghostbusters. I think I might have bought this with the other pile. I can't quite remember. Whatever. I got them. I got them for good deals, basically. So I got those, and then I sort of went there again. I think this was like now by this point I'd sort of blown a lot of my money already on a lot of those titles. So I didn't have a lot of money because obviously with food and stuff, like the money goes by very quickly. So I was hanging around with Shock 16 and we sort of went back to the stalls. And I just said I wanted to go have, you know, another look around. This was on a Saturday, so this was the first night, the first day of the event. And at that time I was hanging around with Shock 16. We were going around playing a lot of the games. And I said to Shocks I was going to go around back to the stall just to have to see what else was there. So Shocks was like, yeah, cool, mate, I'll come down with you. And I said, you know, like I might have to go to the bank first because my money, I think I only had about 20 quid on me. So I had to sort of go back and get some money out. Unfortunately, the cash machine, you have to go like, it's like at the other end of the hotel. So, you know, it's a bit of a walk. So Shocks was like, you know what, mate, look, don't worry about that. Let's just go to the stalls now. And I'll front you any money that you might need. And, you know, just pay me back later. So I was like, oh, safe, mate, cheers for that. So we both went back. And sure enough, I went back to Warp Zone, where I bought all those NES titles. Had another scan around, and I saw these two games there. Now, I did see this one there earlier. They did actually end up having this title, Loose Carts. I'm primarily going for Loose Carts, but it was just going for a cheap price anyway. And it's a game that I had as a kid, so I definitely been meaning to pick it up. And the game I got was Captain Skyhawk. And this is complete. I primarily did buy it for the cart. I have the loose cart here. I bought it primarily for the cart. It's in lovely condition. But I picked this up. But that was not it. I also, I considered going back for Probotector 2. Now, I wasn't too sure if the cartridge was faded or not. It did look faded to me. So while we were standing there, Shocks looked up on his phone. We went on eBay just sort of looking up some of the cartridges. And yeah, sure enough, the one they did have there was faded. So I wasn't going to spend my money on it. Because it was like a £40 game, loose cart. But as I was scanning around, I actually managed to find the American version of Probotector 2. And that was Super C. And I don't know if you can make it out, I paid $35 for this. Now, it is not complete. It actually is missing the manual. And the box isn't in too great of a shape. It's quite beat up, but I wanted it primarily for the cartridge. And the cartridge I have here, it's in fantastic condition. And that's roughly what the cartridge goes by itself. It's about 35 quid. So I got these there. So it's like, this was 35. This was a tenner. So that's 45. I asked the guy if he'd take 40 and he said yes. So I ended up getting both these titles for £40, which I thought was a fantastic deal just for Super C alone. Really, really chuffed to get Super C. It's definitely a game I've wanted to get. I did try and get the PAL version, Probotector 2, but I think in the end this is better. I'm surprised no one actually picked this one up earlier. I think maybe because it was not complete. That's probably why people left it behind, because I actually got this quite late in the day. So I was quite chuffed to finally get the sequel to Probotector or Contra. So really, really chuffed to get both those titles. And then finally on the Sunday, again, did another round. Went back to Warp Zone. This game was not there on the Saturday. I must have missed it. I mean, they even let me, they had like a bunch of containers with more NES titles that they hadn't put out. And I went through them. But for whatever reason, I must have missed this one. And this one was definitely not there on the Saturday, but I saw it on the Sunday, and I knew exactly what game it was. Probably a lot of people have not heard of this game, but when I saw it, I had to snap it up, because I knew exactly what game this was. And the game is called Action in New York. And this game is more commonly known in the US as SCAT, which is an acronym. It means, I think it means Super Cybernetic Advanced Team, something like that. Yeah, it's a really funny name, Scout, I know. Yeah, it's in the PAL regions. It's known as Attack in New York, and what it is, it's very much like a side-scrolling shooter, very similar to games like Forgotten Worlds on the Mega Drive. It plays a lot like that. It's like you're like a character and you're sort of floating around, shooting with your gun. You can shoot backwards and forwards and stuff. And it's a brilliant game on the NES. It was developed by Natsume. Fantastic. Really, really chuffed to finally get this at the very end, at the end of the event. So yeah. Oh no, got one more thing to show you guys as well. So that was pretty much all the games I picked up. And I also picked up one t-shirt as well. And that was a Streets of Rage t-shirt, to show you guys quickly. A bit overpriced, admittedly. This t-shirt was 18 quid, but it was the only stand that actually had it in my size. And I really wanted to get something like this because you don't see many Streets of Rage t-shirts. So I thought, fuck it, why not? I'll pick it up. So yeah, chuffed to get that as well. So that's basically it. That's all the pickups I got at the Gaming Expo at Blackpool. Again, fantastic time. As you can see there, I got some brilliant titles for the NES, some quality games for the GameCube, a game I much needed for the DS as well as the PlayStation 2. Again, thank you so much, Richard Turner, for the painting. Brilliant. You know, thank you so much to everyone that gave me games. Raz, Retro Godfather Dow, Game TAFF, gave me some quality games there. I'm looking forward to delve right into all of them. So yeah. Oh, also to UK as well for selling me Luigi's Mansion and Mario Kart DS as well. So thank you so much, guys, and thank you guys for watching. Appreciate you guys sticking around and watching this video. If you haven't been to any of these retro events, definitely recommend you guys check them out. It's a lot of fun and so much fun. It was great seeing games, being able to see the games firsthand before you actually purchase them. I mean, don't expect too many bargains, although some of the other YouTubers came away with some amazing bargains, to be fair. But I can't complain because I picked up more than what I was expecting to get for the NES, so I was really, really chuffed with that as well. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. I will be back very soon, so stay tuned. Bye bye.